BC's 2017 weather story was one of extremes. Winter brought heavy snowfall, icy roads and salt hoarding in Vancouver. A man navigates an ice-covered street in Vancouver, Tuesday, January 3, 2017. Summer brought sunny weather, but also a record-breaking heatwave and smoky air. And that was largely thanks to a bevy of wildfires burning around the province. The sun is obscured by smoke from wildfires in the distance behind burnt trees in Williams Lake, BC, on Sunday, July 30, 2017. The extreme conditions provided no end of stories to tell about the weather this year. Here we reflect on what was, for much of 2017, a story of ice and fire. January 2, Vancouver residents play hockey on city streets. Who needs a rink when you can play hockey right outside your front door? The street near Vancouver's John Oliver Secondary School at St. George Street and East 41st Avenue was iced up enough that kids were able to strap on skates and play some shinny, not the most common sight in a city with typically mild winters. January 5, for the first time in 20 years, Vancouver residents can skate on Trout Lake. The year was 1996. Macarena was on the radio, puffy vests were in style and Will Smith was king of the box office in Independence Day. It was also the last time that Vancouver's Trout Lake had frozen over enough to allow skating. But the dry, or wet, spell ended in 2017, when the Vancouver Park Board determined that, with 12 centimeters of solid ice, the lake was thick enough to skate upon. Families relished the opportunity to put skates to ice they hadn't touched in decades. January 5, mayhem at Vancouver fire halls as residents break the line for the free salt. The city of Vancouver's salt giveaway turned into a scene out of Lord of the Flies as people stepped out of line and started rushing the piles amid snow and frigid temperatures. Global BC's Jordan Armstrong reported that the salt pile had vanished in 5 minutes. People had lined up for salt since 6 a.m., and police were called to 2 fire halls when tempers started to flare. January 6, Rich Shaughnessy homeowners fail to shovel their snow. City of Vancouver bylaws state that homeowners have to shovel the snow from sidewalks in front of their properties. Tell that to a number of homeowners in Vancouver's Tony Shaughnessy neighborhood, where as many as half the sidewalks weren't cleared in early January. Some residents that Global News spoke to said it was too much work to clear the snow. Others said they were too busy. January 9, dashcam footage shows perils of winter driving on Highway 1 through Fraser Canyon. Driving was tough in Vancouver last winter. But dashcam footage from a commercial trucker on Highway 1 in the Fraser Canyon showed just how bad conditions can get in other parts of BC. As Clayton Brown drove by on a morning in January, he spotted a skidding fuel truck, a semi stuck on the side of the road and various broken down vehicles along the way. January 12, photos, it's so cold in Vancouver ice is floating down the Fraser River. Ice flows seen on the Fraser River in January 2017. With temperatures falling to as low as -10 degrees Celsius on BC's south coast, frozen flows were seen floating down the Fraser River.